Excuses.
See, there you go. There's the Virgo.
That's the Capricorn.
Actually admit. Oh my God.
National
television confessions.
Even in our industry, like if you're a male doctor, you're apparently amazing. And I'm like,
so my next girlfriend, he's going to be well taken care of. That's a lot of rising of that moon.
because I feel like I'd be bored if you were like me.
Hi guys, I'm Biba.
And I'm Heidi, and we are Aesthetically Sisters.
Welcome back, everyone.
I know, episode 9, I can't believe it, but thank you guys for tuning in, and please remember wherever you're watching this, or whether it's YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Music, please follow, subscribe, and leave us a comment below, letting us know what you want to hear about next episode.
I can never get bored of hearing you say that.
Stop it.
You say it so eloquently.
Thanks.
That's why she says it more than I do, because I'll be like, boom.
Yeah, it's an explosion.
Yeah.
Also, guys, I do sound a bit nasally. Bibba actually got me sick.
I did.
Like, I did nothing wrong, and Bibba decided to infest me with her sickness.
I'm sorry.
She infested from her son, who infested from filthy 8-year-olds at camp.
10-year-olds to be precise, even more gross.
I can't. I feel like a sick 10-year-old boy.
Look, all mums will understand. You send your kids to school camp,
and they're
going to come back sick, and this is what happened.
It's just a lot.
It was,
but
honestly.
We're not here to miss an episode. I will be here sick, dying, crying, infested.
You best believe I'll be on a stretcher one day.
Doing a podcast.
If we have to do this setup, if I'm in hospital, we're doing that.
We're doing it. There's no excuse. Rain, hail, or shine.
You know why? Because these women dominate.
Yes, women do dominate, which is very
questionable at the moment.
Given controversial. Given the fact what we're going to speak about today.
Absolutely.
But before we get into anything, I just also wanted to say something.
I miss you too.
Oh, I miss you.
I've been that sick. I haven't even seen Heidi. Yeah. We haven't even hung out. So this is
We
perfect.
literally haven't. So we are actually physically catching up. But Bibba's finding out this too. We've had so many clients call the clinic this week.
Yeah.
Actually, not clients, like people from our podcast community. And we've also had so many like DMs and like on TikTok, are they called DMs or messages?
You're asking
us what our star signs are, which I found so interesting. So I used to be quite into astrology, not so much anymore. But for those who are really interested, you don't have to call us. We'll actually tell you. I am a Virgo. I'm a true Virgo. Like if there was a picture of a Virgo, it should be me.
Literally.
I'm like organized. I have high anxiety. I'm always on a diet. I'm always doing something. Very OCD. I also have a Scorpio. Very high achiever. A Scorpio moon or something rising. So apparently that makes me a bit feisty. Oh. Which I can be.
That's a lot of rising of that moon.
So yeah, for those who are wondering, I'm a Virgo. What are you?
I'm a Capricorn.
Bibba
I'm a Christmas baby, born on Christmas Day. I just run with that.
Yes.
Now, in terms of my star sign, I think the only thing I know about it is that like we're go-getters, we're ambitious, and how much we don't rely on anyone to get the job done.
Yeah.
Like even if we procrastinate to the last breath,
you'll get it done.
Shit's getting fucking done.
And that is Bibba in a nutshell.
That is me.
Bibba and I are actually like fire and
Polar
ice.
opposites.
We're so different in our lives. It's so like it's amazing. Obviously, opposites attract, and I fully believe that. Because I feel like I'd be bored if you were like me. Yeah. Like, what the fuck would I nag you about?
I don't even know.
I have so much joy every day telling Bibba, like, oh my God, you don't have a color coordinated calendar. You don't have your freaking,
life
day set out. You don't wake up at 5 a.m. and go for a run and do this.
Yeah, there's
like, what would I talk shit about?
in the world, and she's the
that
early
is me.
bird.
I love it.
Yeah,
just
I don't know.
routine.
Imagine we were the same. We definitely wouldn't get along. But
we would. But like, I feel like I don't know. Maybe we would do so many things together.
But do you think our person? What do you mean?
We would do more together. Like we could train at the gym, go for like 5 a.m.
We used to train when like look. It's just
excuses. Excuses.
See, there you go. There's the Virgo.
That's the Capricorn. Excuses.
I will still get the job done. I will get to the gym eventually. And then when I do, I obsess. I become sick in the head. Yeah. And you know that. So
whatever.
I'm just navigating through life. I feel like this year is a year of discovery for me.
Yeah. I think this year has been a positive year for us.
Absolutely, 100%.
We've come in,
by the grace of God.
Amen. But we are working on ourselves, working on the podcast, business is thriving.
Getting in our skinny girl era.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, Bibba is. She needed to get in the skinny
Oh, God, I did. Guys,
Bibba got a bit fappy, but she wasn't even in a relationship.
Fappy.
It was just
because
fat.
when you're fappy, you're fat and happy. I was not happy about being fat. I was in denial.
Yeah, Bibba was in big denial. She would, I remember when she put on quite a bit of weight, she actually would like blame it on like,
swelling.
I have hay fever. I'm swollen. Like you don't swell because like with fat, you swell with
I know, it was really bad.
It was funny. But you know, like Bibba always, it takes Bibba like a year to listen to me with anything. So for like
not true.
2 years.
But it was just true. Body weight. Other than body weight, I listened to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sort of. It takes time, like it's the pride. But we get there in the end, and that's all that matters.
We get there in the end. Yeah, so
back to what the fuck were we even talking about? ADHD.
Between the two of us. Yeah. So today,
tell me.
I'm really eager to discuss
I'm
very
excited
controversial
for this
topic.
Go, you say it.
Okay.
Darling.
So, in a world where men are labeled king, but the queen dominates.
Fucking men. Amen.
Amen. Fucking spirit fingers.
Spirit fingers.
I'm telling you.
All the fingers.
This is how I feel. But then you've got some people that will translate that to their own accord. That like this is a men's world and women are just living in it.
This is a really controversial topic because I feel like men just think that they are large and in charge, but
absolutely,
what the fuck are you without a woman?
That's right.
You know, the science says it. A strong masculine man is only strong and masculine because he has a good woman by his side. He's backed
by a woman, by a strong, powerful woman. Okay, so I want to talk about this because we're living in a time where I still feel like, despite being in 2025, it's still getting twisted along the way.
Oh, dull.
And
always.
Women are not put on the pedestal that they
deserve to be on.
Okay, now, this isn't like a sexist conversation. This
maybe
is factual.
Slightly. No.
Yes, it's very sexist.
But it's facts. It's backed by facts.
Absolutely. So, what are your thoughts on this?
I think that for years I used to say that I was a feminist. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to defend the men, but I do feel like men have an immense amount of like pressure and social standards and stuff they have to achieve. But that just because that is the case, it doesn't mean that they get to bash on women and that women aren't allowed to work in like specific job roles or women aren't taken serious in job roles, and it's unfair. Yeah. So for example, like I know that a lot of like female-led businesses, like the business owners aren't taken serious or they are less like creditable or like it's even in our industry, like if you're a male doctor, you're apparently amazing. And I'm like, just because you're a doctor, it doesn't mean that you're like, or you're a male doctor, that you're any better than anyone else. That's right. Because I can assure you that there are so many female cosmetic nurses, not even doctors, that outdo doctors' work. Well, that's correct. But it's just that we do that girls. You know that social like standard of like he's a male doctor and Caucasian. Shut the fucking gates. Yeah, absolutely. So I just think I feel there is like a clear divide when it comes to men and women, especially in business. Yes. And in careers and stuff.
Absolutely. I agree. It's funny that you mentioned like the industry. Yeah. Because I'll tell you a quick story about a memory that always comes to my head when this sort of topic comes up. When I was opening my clinic, this is over 7.5 years ago. Yeah. I had someone from the industry who owns multiple clinics. He's a very successful
I know exactly who this motherfucker is. Yeah.
He owns multiple clinics, multiple businesses. He dabbles in a lot of everything.
Fingers in everything.
Yeah.
Men, they have one fucking job role or one like profession, and they're able to just get in anything.
Yeah.
Because they're men.
Because, well, they don't have the responsibility of a woman to start with. We will come back to that.
We'll come back to that.
But I recall him calling me when he found out I was opening up my own clinic.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, hi, Biba. How you going? Small talk. And I'm like, what's up? Like, why are you calling me?
Yeah.
Like, we were friends, but not
that
friendly
close.
enough. Like, we'd speak only if he needed me to cover a shift in his clinic, whatever. And he said, I heard you're opening a clinic. And I said, yeah, I am. Like, it's time for me to spread my wings and fly. And I was like, so proud of myself.
Of course, you'd be excited. Like, you're taking the next step in your career and in your life.
That's right. And he said, Biba, I just want to say, don't waste your time and your money. You're going to fail like everyone else.
Lord, give me the patience.
Imagine having the phone call, being on the receiving end of that call. Everyone that tries to open a business just fails. Yeah, you've got a great clientele with the company you're working with now. Do you think you're going to have that moving to the west? Because I was located in Bondi, Bondi Junction. And I was baffled. Like, this person I've never had like a bad interaction with.
Yeah.
We've worked together before. It was fine. But for him to call and say, you're going to fucking fail.
That's fucked.
And just watch. If I was you, I would not open up a clinic, and especially a clinic out west. He was taking the piss out of the west.
What the fuck is wrong with the west? There's
nothing.
so much more life out here.
Absolutely. And he said, just stay in the industry, in the company, in the east. Come work in one of my clinics.
Yeah, no
and
problem.
At least you know your job is secure. You're a single mum.
Oh,
you won't be able.
He threw the single mum line in there.
He did. You won't be able to juggle both.
Little did he know.
And here we are, 7 years later.
Fuck you. Respectfully. See, this is what I mean.
Yes.
Like, I just can't imagine another female saying that to you. Although I'm sure that there were a lot of females who weren't very happy maybe when they found out.
Pray for your downfall.
But in silence.
But they won't
verbalize
directly
it to you.
verbalize
But
it
this
to you.
male just thinks he's on some pedestal because he's a male.
Absolutely.
It just pisses me off.
Exactly. And then there was how we have to have doctors that work for us.
Yeah.
And I had my first doctor that was working for me, and he said to me, oh, it'd be great that I'm going to be working for you and prescribing for you. Hopefully it will bring some business, and maybe I can try and spare a day in the month and post about it. Mind you, I had more followers than him, and I had more clientele than him, and I still have better skill set than
the actual audacity.
I will post on my socials to say that I'll be out in the west. Hopefully that'll generate business for you.
Doll, we don't need you and your business generation.
Exactly, but this is going back to how men
actually
feel like they dominate in anything. Anything.
They have such a high ego.
It's an entitlement.
An entitlement. Like, what does the world owe you? Nothing.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't get it. Well, it's very funny going back to this man saying, like, you're going to fail in this, and that. First of all, who the fuck do you think you are? Second of all, he only wanted you working for him because you're going to generate him over $1 million a year.
Being there 2 days a week.
And third of all, like, I would laugh because, like, where the fuck is he now? And where are you now?
Oh, exactly.
And where have you come? You know?
Did you hear that? Sorry, can you repeat that?
Where is he and where are you?
Amen. Where are they both?
Like, literally, it's just wild to me. But like, in saying that, I feel like in the cosmetic industry, so many people think it is so easy to just get up and start a business.
Absolutely.
When it's really not. Like, and like the other day I had this interaction. I was meeting one of my boyfriend's friends.
Yeah.
And he's like to me, 1 second, my nose is running.
Nose interval.
Makes me emotional. No, I'm joking. Anyways, I met one of his friends and he's like, oh, what do you do for work? And I was like, oh, like, I'm a cosmetic nurse, work with my sister, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, like every other bitch in Sydney. And I was like, the fuck?
This guy,
I know, the audacity. Like, he was funny, but I was just like, oh, I'm not like every other bitch.
But I was just
like the fact that he even said that, I'm like, you're so entitled.
Absolutely.
And like, they've just generalized like cosmetic nurses as like dumb bitches, basically, in the nicest way possible.
Because there's been an uprise of dumb bitches.
Because there's been an uprise, and like, But it annoyed me because I'm like, it's so obvious. It's because girls just like, oh, I don't care about the actual nursing side. I just want to be in cosmetics. And
that
they all
burns
like,
me.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, it's actually important. And like,
Absolutely.
don't bastardize the industry and make us look bad.
Which they have.
But it annoyed me that he said that. And I just...
Oh, you've got every right to be annoyed by that. That is...
It's
actually
rude.
Exactly. Because I don't think anyone realizes how much work it takes. And we're not just running 2 rooms.
No, this
a
is
room
like,
of inject 3 days a week
And
and
it's
maybe
not
a
run out
couple
of
of
a
skin
garage.
needling the rest of the week. We've got a 3-level cosmetic medical clinic.
yes,
Serving elite treatments.
yes, state of the art machinery,
State of the art.
best of the best, gold
That's
standard,
right. Multiple rooms.
multiple modalities. So it's a lot of work,
It
and I'm
is.
like, I don't even waste my time.
I don't either.
I read when I was in year 4, there was like quotes in the classroom. I had the teacher like decorates a classroom, and one of them said, "Don't argue with a goldfish or something. It only brings you down to their level." So I always have that in the back of my mind,
Yeah.
and I'm like, why am I going to even try and justify myself to some
That's right.
egotistic man?
That's right. Who's got an IQ of a dead goldfish.
Literally.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I believe.
So that is that. But going back to this man, fuck you.
Yeah, no, it's so funny because like we bumped into him at a conference
Yes,
last year
yeah.
and I hadn't seen him
In,
since
like,
I
7
opened.
years.
Because as soon as I opened, obviously, touch wood, by the grace of God, business took off
Yeah.
and everyone knew
Yes.
I was killing it out here.
You were.
So all of a sudden, like a little bitch, whispers just disappear.
Yeah.
Phone calls stop. And you know that saying, it's lonely at the top?
Yeah.
It is, in a sense that, it's
Not everyone
not
wishes
in the
you well.
sense that it's lonely, that I'm sitting at home at night crying. I
yeah.
don't have friends. I don't have people to talk to. No, because as you rise and you excel in your career, in your life, it's so funny. The trash starts taking itself out. And
Yeah.
all these people start disappearing out of your life. The ones that thought that they could benefit from you and realize that you're
They
too busy,
can't. Yeah.
you can't, and that you're too smart,
Yeah.
they just disappear. The ones that are really preying on your downfall,
Yep.
where are you now?
Yes, we're too busy to even think about you, doll.
Exactly. And you just get busy in your life that you forget people exist.
Yeah.
Which I generally do. And you know that
Yes.
I do.
I do know.
Yes.
I know, trust me.
So it's quite amazing that, where are these people? They're so good to talk and try and bring you down and crush your dreams.
Yeah.
But once again, people believe it's a man's world,
Yeah.
And in terms of everything, not just business, like if you're going to separate business talk, industry talk, let's talk about just how a man viewed and how a woman viewed. For
Yeah.
example, I'm just throwing, if a man was to sleep with multiple women,
It's fine.
It's fine.
He's allowed to.
he's viewed as, what is it?
It's like-
He's got experience.
Yeah.
And
He's a player,
and
and he's-
it's almost appreciated. It's
Yeah.
almost like,
Oh my God,
this
it's a
guy's
flex. It's a
playboy.
genuine flex
Yeah.
that like this guy slept with so many girls. Like he has,
Exactly. Yeah.
girls want him. He's
Yeah.
wanted.
Exactly. And the
But
only
if a girl
thing you're
does-
going to get from him is a great STI.
Yeah. That is
Like
it.
some mad ass thrush.
Nothing else.
A horrible UTI. But if a woman is to have multiple casual sex partners,
It's a problem.
it's
what a
viewed
whore.
at differently.
Yeah.
Exactly. She's looked down upon. Like
Yeah.
she's almost like, yuck, that's disgusting.
Mm.
Men will speak of her. But a man is high-fived and almost congratulated for being a slut.
Yeah, basically.
You filthy little hoe.
But that's so true. Like,
Yeah.
so that I see that all the time. Even like I don't know when I was younger and stuff, and like
Yeah.
all the guys were like, "Oh my God, I like hooked up with this chick and this
Yeah.
chick," and it was like, "Oh yeah, good on you. Like that's amazing." Blah blah. If a girl did it, oh my God,
absolutely.
no, we don't want to borrow her. And it still stayed like this.
It
I know
doesn't
even
change,
when you
as
get, older, probably gets a little bit worse.
Yeah.
Even.
But even culturally.
Yeah.
Like, let's look at
Double
culturally
standard.
the double standard of how males are viewed.
I know, just even in my freaking
with
household.
with our family.
Like-
We're the only 2 girls.
And we have a lot of brothers.
And we've got a bunch of slut brothers.
And if I did like a fraction of the shit they did,
Oh.
oh my God, I would not be here right now.
Absolutely. And like, Mum, she's very lenient on Heidi. So Heidi's like, but Heidi's an angel anyway.
Yeah,
But
I am.
when comparing the way we were
Yeah.
raised
Yeah.
and how we grew up, how I came up,
Yeah. So different.
so different. My older brother was allowed to do anything and everything.
Yeah.
The only thing I was allowed to do was study. I was never
that's a
allowed.
lot.
I had like 1 or 2 girlfriends that I was allowed to see. And they're the only 2 friends I was allowed to step out. Like, can't be out of the house. Like, I got to be home by like 4:35. What do you mean?
PM, not AM,
before
guys.
the light, yeah, before the street lights are on. Like, way before the street lights are on.
That is
And that's
wild.
if they've allowed me to go to their house or go to Hurstville Shopping Mall, the Westfield.
Wow.
So,
yeah, no. I wasn't, they weren't that strict
Yeah.
on me, but like I still wasn't allowed to always go to like parties and stuff. I did like sneak a few in.
Yeah.
And I got caught every single time and it was just the biggest head do.
yeah.
But like,
She's
if
ballsy, though.
I'm bored, like if I want
Very-
to do something, I'm going to fucking do it.
Absolutely.
Don't tell me I'm not doing it.
No, it's true. She's
But like,
yeah.
but boys, it's completely fine. Like, Habiba, go to parties, go get a room, go to the Meritons,
Have fun.
go travel with your friends.
And it was like, for example, for myself. So Heidi had me growing up.
Yeah, thank
so
God.
which paved, and I broke a lot of barriers in the family. And I was like, there's no way you guys are going to fucking put her through the prison I went through.
But also, like, thankfully, like, because I think people got married young,
Yeah.
divorced young, moved back home young.
Young.
Did it all nice
did
and
it all.
early in life. My mum
Ticked
was
off
like,
the bucket list.
that was like very eye-opening.
Eye-opening.
So my mum's extremely lenient with
Yeah.
me. Like, she's like, I can't believe I'm even saying this on national television. Like this one time, I even like went like interstate. Like I flew interstate with my partner and our friends.
Guys, that
and
would
she
never-
full covered for me.
Yeah,
and
that
like
would
I'm at a
never happen
conference.
to me.
She would like send. Like she had old photos of me from a conference, and she sends it in the family group chat.
Oh my
Look at
God,
Heidi
I'm
studying.
dead. That is
It was
hilarious.
so funny.
No, but it's true.
Because I think you realize.
yeah.
she realized.
She
like,
realized
fuck,
she
what's-
fucked up with me.
Why am I being strict?
Like, I wasn't
What's
allowed
the
to
quality
do
of life?
nothing. Like,
If my mum sees me at home on a Saturday night now, she's like, "What are you doing? You're young. Go out. Go have fun. You've been
Yeah.
working." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
yeah, no, it was very different
Yeah.
for me. I recall I don't think parents realize that they create rebellious children.
No, they don't. I always say it to everyone now,
Yeah.
though. The more you're protective and strict on your children, the more like they want to rebel and they find ways to rebel and they become
100%.
such good liars.
Badly.
Because when you say no to something so many times or tell someone they're not allowed to do something, it makes them want to do it more.
And you find a way. Like, I'll give you an example. I can't even believe I'm actually admitting. Oh my God, this is
National television!
National television confessions. This is getting juicy. My gosh, like, I was about 18, 19. I was out of high school and I was just the start of uni. I wasn't allowed to leave. I had one girlfriend I was allowed to hang out with and she was only allowed to come to mine. And I just wanted to go hang out at hers.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to sit at home.
I don't blame you.
And I had to find a fucking way.
Oh, no.
So she would come over or I would go to her and would go down to a wharf. Do you remember that wharf I used to take you to
Yes.
in Ramsgate? And we'd just sit there. There was nothing, I swear, do nothing bad, nothing wrong. So how am I going to get out of the house? Our houses all had metal bars on
in
the
our old-
windows
oh my
in our
God,
old
that was
house.
vintage.
Very vintage home. So I knew what time my parents would wake up and I knew what time our older brother would wake up to go to work.
Oh my God.
So
wait, this story's actually fucked. I can't believe you're saying this.
I'm going to say it. So our street was kind of on like it had a bit of a roll down the hill. It wasn't
like
very steepy.
Yeah, but it was quite
it was a
steep
little,
enough for you to be
exactly.
to roll.
It's just steep enough. So I would park my car and face the wheels that way when I'd get home.
Oh my God.
And I'd wait until my parents fall asleep. I'd sneak out of the door. I'd keep the door completely open, but just at the ledge, like meeting, like the wood
Basically
touching each
there,
other.
yeah.
I would get in the car, put it in neutral. It would roll
Oh my
down
God.
up until
I
I
can't believe
can't
we're
control the steering wheel. I'd pump the brakes, turn the fucking car on, and I'd floor it.
actually dead. I can't believe you just said this on national
I swear
television.
to God, my son is not going to be impressed, but it's okay. I'm older now. And I would go and hang out with my friend. I'd pick her up. We'd go to the wall.
You think that you're going out to like a strip club or something. You're literally going. Oh, I don't get it.
And I would go. And then I would drop her back off at home. And I would get home at like 5:30 in the morning. Just before Cass woke up to go to work. And I know the time Mum would get up like to get water. Like she always got up to get water from the kitchen at the same time. And my bedroom was right next door to right next to my mum's room. And I would like stuff the bed. I remember I had the big canopy, so all my pillows and whatever. And I'd come home, I'd sneak in, I'd close the door again the same. I'd leave it like that. Because obviously when Cass is going to get up and leave, he's in such a
rush not to think about
it. He's not even going to realize why is the door open. And I would jump into bed.
Wow.
As if nothing ever happened.
I actually can't believe.
They created monsters because they let him do what he wanted.
And not you.
So then I had to find a way.
You know what? I respect that. The fucking hustle is real. Like everyday hustler for real.
And it was just innocent hanging out. But come tell them I want to go hang out at my friend's house at 11 p.m. No. So I'd have to wait for them to sleep.
Wow.
It was really bad. And that's why she was like, I'm doing this so you don't ever do anything wrong. And I used to sit in my head thinking,
you don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
This is why I'm so tired. I've been hanging out with my mates all night.
Shit.
Yeah.
See, that is wild.
I know.
I really don't understand and I don't understand the double standards and why boys are so freaking praised.
Yeah.
In some cultures.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
It's very intense.
And I'm like, I've spoken with like so many parents who've wanted like boys and had boys and then had a daughter, and all of them always say like, yes, they love their children equally, but as they grow up, they appreciate their daughter so much more because your daughter's more thoughtful.
That's
and
right.
the other day we were having a conversation with like aunties and mum and whatever, and we were talking about how we always praise the son and the son this and my boy and this and that, but really the daughter is everything. To a mother. And how you can ask
to a family.
To a family.
Like
they do everything.
You hold the whole family.
I do it all.
Because you're there. It was like when I was there.
Yeah. And how if you ask your son, like, what's like mum's favorite flowers? What's her favorite meal? What's her favorite this?
color?
They fucking know nothing.
That's right.
The other day, my brother called me like, what type of flowers does mum like? I'm like, oh, she likes yellow roses and white chrysanthemums and she likes this and she likes that. And he's like, oh my God, you know so much. And I'm like, it's my mum. Like, what do you mean?
Information.
This is like, just like, this was just the top of my head. Like, I didn't even think about it properly.
You didn't have to because you're a girl.
But boys don't give a fuck and they don't care and they don't ask. But, Habiba.
Habibi, yeah.
It's too much.
It's crazy.
It's a lot.
Like, our brother is coming from Dubai in 2 weeks. My mum has been cooking and prepping.
Yeah.
For like
she had, oh my God, if
weeks.
you see the freezer, I can't. Like, she's rolled all the vine leaves and she's
anything
done
and everything that could go in the freezer.
Like, everything you can, if you see the garage, it's basically a mini mart. Yeah. It has everything.
Everything.
Like, we could go into COVID and we won't need any supplies for months.
100%. Why? Because he's a boy.
He's coming for 4 days.
He's coming.
4 fucking days.
She only saw him like 3 months ago. It's really
ridiculous.
But that's how they are with boys.
Yeah.
And then I feel like culture then trickles into tradition and then into day-to-day society, you know, where you're almost looked down on if you don't have a man.
Yeah. 100%.
You get me? So when anytime, where anywhere, but maybe clients come in and be like, have you still not found a man?
You're
like,
still single.
You're still single. Even our grandmother and her friend, and they're borderlining dementia.
No, they have dementia. And
Heidi walks in the other day and she hears them having a bitch about...
Yeah. Oh my God, the other night I got home from work and my grandmother has Alzheimer's. Like, she barely knows who I am. And on a good day.
On a bad day.
And they were talking about Biba and why she lives alone and why she's single and how come she doesn't have a man in the house.
And it's so important to have a man.
The bitch is like scraping 40. Like, leave her alone. Like, what is the problem?
Yeah. It's actually for some...
Like on a Tuesday night, that was what was consuming.
The topic of discussion, yeah.
Bibba, wow.
It's you need to find a man.
But mind you, my grandmother's friend only has one daughter, and this daughter's not married and living alone. So that was my answer right back at her. Like,
yeah, but still,
what's the problem?
So funny that they would still find...
Yeah, they'll find any opportunity
where a man is required to be involved. Like, I had my friend the other day who's also a single mother.
Yeah.
And she said to me, I just need a man. I don't understand how you manage your whole life. You manage your own business. You come home. You're a full-time, single mom. How do you manage your whole life without a man? And I thought, there has never, in 11 fucking years, been a moment where I've sat and said, God, it would have been easier if I had a man. Not one fucking moment.
I can name a couple of moments, but like I get it. Like you can still do it all on your own. Like when I have to go get my car serviced, or
but I still get it done. That's the thing.
You still get it done.
It's not at a moment where I'm stressing or saying, I wish I had a man. It would have been easier.
Yeah,
never. Ever.
100%.
It's always easier because I don't fucking have one.
But that's just like this. That's just society.
Everyone
just feels like they need to be in a relationship, and if they're not, that they're missing out on something, or and especially when all your friends are in relationships as well. Yeah, I think that obviously makes it a little bit harder for you per se, where you're like the only one out, like the odd one out.
I actually find it the biggest flex, I promise, on my son's life. It's such a flex for me when I go out. I pay for myself. Yeah. I choose to do what I want after dinner. All our friends or whoever's there with partners and boyfriends and husbands. Yeah, it's nice. Like I see, I think because the people in our lives, like they do take care of me. Like, you know, my friends and their husbands, we're all like a very close-knit circle. So if we are out, if we're traveling, like it's just expected, we're going to take care of Bibba. Or, like, I just know I'm looked after. I don't per se need my own man to make me feel like I'm equal to everyone around, or that I'm equal in society. Point.
Maybe their friends are just shit friends and they're making them feel like they're not enough.
I don't know. Like if I go out with you and your boyfriend, I honestly feel like he's both our boyfriend.
He is.
Like honestly,
but he's a real man.
He is. 100%.
So cute.
He is. No crying.
Guys, but that's the thing. Not all men are like that, though. So there are, like your friend. She's probably hanging around people who are making her feel like less. And there is this stigma, especially when you're older and single. Yeah. Like, you're gonna prey on my man, or like this and that. Yeah,
that's true.
That's probably why a lot of women who are older and like single or divorced or widowed, they feel like they need to be in a relationship soon after, because there have been so many cases where women are left out and not valued as like a normal woman because they don't have a man. Yeah. So I get that in some aspect. But like, who the fuck gives a fuck?
I don't
get over it.
Literally, we live in 2025.
It's not that deep.
There are like females running countries.
But see, like on the topic of women's rights, I just want to know, in 1848, Elizabeth Stolton, why the fuck did you make women want to work? Look, I would have been very happy
her, but
being
at the same time,
stay-at-home daughter, not working. I wouldn't mind working maybe twice a week just to, you know, have something to do. Yeah. But like,
maybe that's what she was like fighting for.
But
and
now
then the whole narrative changed.
They just changed.
And now like, I'm a slave to the government.
She probably just wanted like a little florist job, and now we're working
flowers.
6 days a week. I don't have a freaking social life. No. I'm always tired. But it's a blessing. Life's a blessing.
It's a privilege.
It's a privilege. I'm privileged. I'm privileged, but like I'm also tired.
Yeah.
Do I need to work?
Look, I sometimes there are days I wake up and I think, girl, what the fuck did you do to us all?
No, not some days. There are so many days we get to work and we're like,
we just sit in the car.
Like, are we really working today? Like, is this a prank? Am I dreaming? Yeah. And obviously we come to work and it's like, as soon as I get into the clinic, I'm like, there's nothing
more
I want to be doing.
That's true.
But at the same time, there are some days I'm like, I would love to just do nothing.
I know.
And I think it's because we also do so much with our lives.
Of course. We were already busy. Yeah. And then fucking light bulb moment, let's start a podcast. Yeah. And this actually I didn't realize
it's very time consuming.
how time consuming. And I get it why podcasters, that is their main job.
Yeah.
Because
must be nice to only have one job.
Yeah. But I'm a Capricorn and shit gets fucking done.
And I'm a Virgo and I'm organized, so shit gets done on time.
That's right. So
we're a perfect pair.
Yeah.
Perfect pair.
Exactly.
We make it work.
We do. Going back to the men and women.
Yes.
Even when you're looking at how society looks at relationships, it's like women are expected to settle down sooner.
Yeah, than men.
Do you get me?
100%.
Settle down sooner. What are you doing? You haven't settled down. Or, I'm stressed. I need to find someone. I'm expected to have a kid. Like, why, what age? But men are almost like.
But see, that also, like the body clock thing, like I get in some ways because women do have a body clock. And then when men are fucking inconsiderate and they've been dragging along this girl for 10 years.
You fucking cunt.
You bitch.
Yeah.
And your woman is there stressed and he's like, oh, she's pressuring me for engagement and blah, blah, blah.
Bro, what are you fucking doing? What are you waiting for?
But also, like, women after the age of 30, like, scientifically and medically, their egg count drops drastically and it becomes...
After 35 drastically. So here we are.
So from... Like,
this is why I'm so
30 and
hormonal.
35, like, it starts to drop and it becomes harder to conceive. So we do have a body clock. So, and that's why men just don't care and, like, they just go about their life and at 50, I'm ready to settle and they can still have a kid.
They can still have a kid.
It's actually unfair.
Absolutely.
Because some of these men don't deserve to have that, like, comfortability.
No, I know.
But social standards, totally agree. I'm 24 right now, turning 25 in September.
Gorgeous, honey. You're gorgeous.
I know, but it's a lot. Like, I definitely feel the social pressure to be engaged and especially because I've been with my boyfriend for quite a long time and I don't know why people on TikTok were pressed that I call him my boyfriend after 6 years.
Shut the fuck up, Delotti. You don't come at my fucking sister and her perfect relationship. Blue eyes.
I don't care. Why do you care? Anyways,
literally,
we've been together for 6 years, but we started dating when I was 18. Like, we were so young and we had COVID. People say COVID is an excuse, but it was real. Like, we didn't work for 2 years. Like, we have careers and stuff. I am high maintenance girl. Yeah. I want a big fucking ring. I want a big house. So we've got to work for it.
Absolutely. These things I have to be don't patient. Just come.
And I definitely feel the pressure of like being engaged and married, especially because a lot of our friends are either married, just got engaged, getting engaged. Like, I'm in that phase in my life. And I'm like, oh my God, like the pressure is on.
It's on.
And it makes me nervous because I'm like,
why?
I don't know, because like I definitely know that this is the man I'm going to marry, like sooner or later. But it's just like, oh my God, like I have so much going on in my life and in my career.
Like, where do I fit it?
Where do I fit it? And I know that like a relationship is hard, but a marriage is a whole different level of commitment. And like obviously women, unfortunately, do have like, I'm OCD. I'm not going to want him to clean because I'm going to clean after him. Or we're going to have to get a cleaner. I'll be
sending you my cleaner. Don't worry. She's
like
amazing.
Cooking, cleaning, laundry, like spending quality time together, fitting in work. Like I'm ambitious and my career is important to me. I know his career is important to him. And I'm not going to like jeopardize our careers or like whatever because socially we should be married.
Yes,
or like traditionally we should be married. I'm like, I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, I'm working, I'm content, I'm happy. When the time's right, it'll happen.
Yeah.
But everyone else is like, you're working, you're successful. He's working, he's successful. You've been together for a while. Just get married. Like it doesn't.
It doesn't just happen like that.
People make it sound so easy. Not that it's hard.
It is hard. No,
there is so many things to think
There's
about.
A lot of contributing factors.
And I just don't think I can give up shopping right now to pay a mortgage. What the fuck?
I know.
And I also learned. Wait, stop.
Bills, taxes.
I learned not long ago that when you're traveling, you still have to pay for your mortgage.
What? This fucking bitch. What do you think the government is going to be like, honey, I'm going to put it on hold. You enjoy your Santorini.
We were talking with our friends and they're like, talking about travel. And he's like, yeah, but when I travel, like I have to think about like the travel expense and then the mortgage and this. And I'm like, oh my God, it clicked.
Yeah.
Adulthood
is not fun.
And no, who's rushing to pay? Like, I'm not.
Absolutely.
We still see each other. We have a good old time together.
Yeah.
I just go home and sleep in my own bed.
Yeah.
And I like my own space. So.
And it works perfectly.
It works great.
Exactly.
Then I can still cry that I miss him. It works great.
Yeah. I have a question for you. What are your views on, like, for example, yourself and your man are both successful in your own fields.
Yes.
And extremely amazing and talented and your futures are so bright. along with so many other couples have been in the same situation.
Yeah.
Why is it always that the female's career gets put on hold for the man?
See,
that's is this a man's fucking world?
Amen.
And are we just living in it?
I see so much, and women stop working.
That's right. Or stop their studies or their careers.
For a man. See, and I'm not about that. And that is why we probably, it's not the only reason why, but it's also a contributing factor. And like I just said, my career is very important to me.
Absolutely.
And I'm not ready to work less, although I would love to work 2 days a week.
Yeah.
But
you fucking wish, bitch. I'm not driving here every day by myself.
Essential,
I know,
you know what
joking.
I mean? But my career is very important, and I want to work. And I know that when I get married, I'm probably not going to have the luxury and the privilege of working as much as I do now. So I don't know, and I know a lot of my boyfriends, friends and bosses and whatnot, people he knows in the construction industry. I'd say 95% of their wives stop working and become their bookkeeper, and they do all the accounts and stuff.
That's
and we actually
nearly
had
all our clients.
All
our mum
everyone
clients.
that me and my boyfriend know, in that circle, everyone's wife is doing his paperwork. And I'm like, we had the conversation. He's like, would you? And I'm like, the fuck? No. What do you mean? If I'm working,
are you marrying a
I'm doing what I'm qualified to do.
That's what I've studied for.
If I'm working less, maybe I can help out, but hire someone, get someone on the books.
Exactly. But I find that so
But
baffling.
it's a massive expectation, especially I know I don't know if it's more of an Arab thing or a WOG thing, but a lot of women do sacrifice their job to either help their husband with a business or his career and looking after the kids when the man just continues doing what they want.
That's right.
And I don't think that's fair though.
I don't either. Or when the woman has to put her whole life, her studies, her career, her ambitions, her aspirations
on hold.
Not even on hold, on road fucking kill to have his kids.
Yeah.
I can't, see for me, love is not enough for me to ever want to stop my life to give a man these kids.
But see,
and stop my life completely for...
I get that, but see, that's also a reason why I do so much now, because I know, one day I would love to have my own family.
She's gonna be the statistic.
I'm gonna be the statistic, fuck. No, but one day I obviously want to have my own family, and I would, I want to be there for my kids and, raise them and watch them through their whole life and stuff, so I would be taking... I would be a mom. That's a whole nother role in itself. But I would never completely give up my career.
Yeah.
I think it's something that I'm so passionate about, something I love so much. It'll make me cry thinking about it.
Oh,
but no, I genuinely love what I do so much that I couldn't. Why am I crying? I'm sick. I will never give it up. I can't.
I came prepared.
I couldn't.
Yeah, no. Don't cry. You're not going to give it up.
No, I don't know why that made me emotional.
The idea of it. That's because you're so emotionally invested.
I can't imagine doing anything but what I do.
Because it's part of who you are. It's really part of your character. It's part of your identity. It's part of this woman you've created and worked so hard towards.
Yeah.
That I feel for me to ever stop to help his career. All right, he might make more money not in my life, but
in someone else's life.
In someone else's life, the husband might be making more money. But why is it okay a woman's career is just swept?
Because women are unfortunately seen as less.
Yes.
And not as important. And but then men are just identified as the breadwinners and the protectors and the man, and you just listen to them. So
my next girlfriend, he's going to be well taken care of. He's putting his career on hold.
Wife.
And then I'm gonna make him my wife.
That is so funny.
Yeah. So I find that really fascinating.
I feel like this topic can be spoken about forever. There's so much to do.
Branches out to so many
different things. But I definitely think that unfortunately men are seen as more than female and the higher power or higher.
I don't like that.
Yeah, me too.
That makes me fucking sick.
Because what is a man without a woman?
But I used to always
see that.
Yeah, we were at school, and I remember the boys would play knights and horses and kings and whatever they're called. What is it called? Kings and knights.
No idea.
Knights and kings and whatever. Anyway, we'd play like
games
that
old people play.
Yeah, the old people like me used to play, and it'd be like, who's going to be the king of like the castle or whatever. And I would never fucking forget. I was at like Beverly Hills Public School, okay? And I remember standing there saying, fuck you, or I'm the queen. I'm more powerful than the lot of you.
Amen,
and no
sister.
one understood that.
Yeah, no.
No one understood that. And then they said, what do you mean? I was like, okay, let me put it in. Let me dumb it down.
For you people.
Parliament. Parliament is stronger, and then they're like, it's the game's
We're
completely
done.
thrown off. But it's always the way we're raised to believe the king.
Yeah, but that's society, and that's
powerful.
the world in itself. Like,
Yeah.
the king is powerful. The most successful people in the world are men. Like,
Yeah.
the smartest people in the world are men. Like, people who invented everything are men. It's always men.
When the women do, it's
always,
not really highlighted or
and it's not
celebrated.
recognized as much.
Exactly.
But you're right.
A woman like invented the dishwasher. What a fucking sick bitch.
Literally.
Like,
we were busy in the kitchen making fucking dishwashers.
And she decided, I need to find a solution because these men aren't capable of finding a solution to cutting my kitchen time.
But the last thing I want to say on this topic before we probably will do a whole nother episode on this. Why is it that men are the ones that are making like choices and research and calls on women's health when they have no fucking idea and they really don't value us and our hormones? And I just feel like women's health is always researched by men, and that's why it's like never taken seriously.
It's really not, I agree.
However, in the last like 2 years, I know that a lot of women and doctors and professors, if women empowerment, which I love, have come up and they're literally saying like men keep researching us, but they don't get it. They're not understanding us. There isn't enough out there. But men, they have forever to research about their testosterone levels and this and that. But women, again,
it's
another
like
thing we're just forgotten about.
Like, exactly. So they've found a cure for almost everything.
For a man.
Not for a man. But let's be honest, menopause.
Yeah.
How a woman in 2025 still have zero.
This is how I came to that. Because
zero solution to help with the menopause and the symptoms.
100%. We have a modality in the clinic that helps with like the vaginal area. It's a women's health
Fucking
platform.
amazing, ladies.
It is.
Hop amongst
but
it.
it was made to help women with menopause who are struggling with like urinary incontinence and like, you know, sexual intercourse and whatnot. And when I was doing the research and trying to find clinical evidence, and there isn't much on there.
Yeah.
Not about this specific device, but in general.
Yeah.
And then most of the studies were led by men, and that's why they lacked.
Yeah.
Because they just don't care.
No, I tell you in a story relating the topic you're discussing about men and research. Obviously I have endometriosis and it's very severe. And do you remember when I went through the phase when I was living at mum's? Every month I was getting stretched to the hospital. Every month I would get my period, I'm in the hospital. And to the point where I just got so sick of going to the hospital. And I said, I don't want to go. And I remember one time they took me to Sutherland Hospital, and after waiting 6 hours, the doctor comes to look at me. I get called in and he looks, and this is when I was training a lot, like a crazy bitch.
Yes.
And he stood there and he scratched his head. He goes, oh, wow, you have quite a tiny waist.
No.
That's the first. I was like, what?
Sorry? I'm in pain.
And he said, I'm sorry, well, ED doesn't cover anything like in terms of female sexual health or female reproductive system. We don't they just don't know anything about it. So then I ended up finding a professor, okay, and he was in Bankstown. Maybe I don't want to say that was the first thing that went wrong, but I went to him as a gynecologist, professor, and he ended up doing a surgery on me. Within a couple of weeks, nothing had changed. So I went and found a female doctor. I thought, since she's got a vagina, she might know what the fuck is up with mine.
Yeah.
So she can fix my pussy and my issues because they've got too many issues happening. I can't live like this. And she said to me, tell me about your history. I'm telling her. And she's looked up, I don't know. She's like, no, you haven't had any surgery. I said, yes, I have.
What?
I said, I have had surgery. These are the this is my t-shirt. like the papers that I got given with my results and the photographs that he took of my ovaries and everything. She said there's zero documentation.
That is
on any system that you've had surgery. She did still to this moment. She was like, I don't believe you actually had surgery.
My
She
God.
told me I should go see a psychiatrist. She thinks I made it up.
Stop it.
Because he never documented.
That is dodgy on another level.
Dodgy on another fucking level.
Does he still practice? That's actually scary.
It's so scary. But I thought, did he ever take me seriously?
Probably
not.
And
I would go to him. I would call him when I'm screaming, dying. Come see me. I'd go see him. He'd do nothing. I promise to God. He'd do nothing. He'd be like, all right, let's have a look. Okay, you know what? I'm going to write you a couple of tablets of like pain relief. And I'm like,
the fuck?
What? Exactly. And he'd be like, that's $600. Yeah. $600. You asked me to come to you. I could have just gone and seen my GP.
But this is like male doctors.
It's not taken seriously.
When they can do something, they'll do it purely because they can and because they just want to make money.
That's right.
And a lot of like not all of them, but like a lot of like
majority
surgeons and plastics and cosmetics and all that stuff. A lot of the time, it's literally that's why they do it because they can.
It's insane.
Sad.
It's insane.
Oh,
I know. So I still have endometriosis and nobody's picked my
vagina. If you're a doctor or professor, please help my sister. She's in desperate need of it.
Amen. Desperate need.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up there.
I think this was really interesting.
Yeah. Well, let us know your thoughts and your opinions on this matter. Is it a man's world and are we just living in it?
No. Us queens are dominating. I still believe it because they can never bring life into this world.
Amen to that. Mm-hmm. We'll see you guys next Wednesday for another episode.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. We love you guys.
Mwah. Bye.
Bye.